Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me again, I got a diamond in the rough I want you guys to meet. This is Benari Black. He is a linebacker out of Johnson C. Smith. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, nice to have you. A linebacker who is really exploded this year and done some great things for that program. And again, a guy who I want to really learn as much about as possible because I know we're going to see you, throughout this draft process, doing a lot of things. So, Bernard, go ahead and get started, man. Tell me a little bit about you. Tell us where you're from and get us going.
Well, I'm from born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm a three siblings with two siblings. I'm the third one, and just an athlete growing up playing sports my whole life, and that's about that.
Cool. So a couple siblings, been playing sports as far back as we can think.
Yeah,
Um, Having my notes, you went to West Charlotte High School. So before we get there, clarify me once for me once again. How long have you been playing football?
really, as long as I can, as long as I remember, I want to say about since I've been 7 years old, 7, 8 years old. Started off playing flag, then little league.
Gotcha. And were you always on the defensive side of things, more or less, or what did you play offensively? I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
What's crazy, I just started playing defense in high school. I want to say like in 10th grade. Growing up, like I was real good at running back.
All right. And so when you were in high school, what position you play?
Well, I started off at running back, then I switched to linebacker.
All right. I was trying to go back and actually look at some of your information and saw you listed a little lighter than perhaps you are right now. So I just didn't know exactly what position that was, like if you were in the secondary or something at the time. So did you move around in that facet or what?
You talking about in high school?
Yeah, in high school. We're just talking.
No, yeah, no, I was light back in high school. I would say I picked up my weight like my senior year, like towards the end of my senior year when I knew it was about to get real, get ready for college. But in high school, I want to say I played like 180, 190 around that range.
Well, I guess you can get away with that sort of thing where you're in high school, and then of course you get yourself into college, and then you got to figure out, well, what are we going to do with this guy? Are we going to keep him at linebacker? Are we going to move him to safety?
Yeah.
We going to play him on offense? What are we going to do with him? And that's usually what happens in the whole recruiting process. But Nari, I also have in my notes you did a little bit of basketball. Um, uh, Tell us about you as an athlete in high school, maybe your fondest memory.
Yeah, like you said, I played basketball. When I played basketball, I played at North Mech, and we were like actually nationally ranked in basketball. We were, I want to say, like in the top 10 nationally ranked in basketball, so that was pretty cool. But my fondest memory, I'll say playing sports was I would say when I transferred to West Charlotte and we were in a close game against, I want to say Philip O'Berry, and I got a pick six to close out the game. That was one of my best
Nice,
memories.
nice. Well, hey, it's nice to be able to showcase the fact that you can, really work in coverage. I think a lot of times these days we're really looking for a linebacker that can do that, and maybe we'll have some more time during our session to talk through that. So, um, all right, so you're being recruited out of high school, and you actually end up starting at North Carolina Pembroke. And so, can you walk me through that whole transition of you from high school to the collegiate setting? How did recruiting work out for you?
So I really started playing like seriously my senior year in high school. My junior year, I really didn't play that. I really didn't play football at all. I was like transferring between different high schools, so I really didn't play at all
Right.
my year. So my senior year is when I just really blew up and exploded. So it was a good process. I had schools coming at me here and there, but I finally just came down to the realization that Pembroke was the spot for me at the time.
Gotcha. But obviously things weren't like ideal at the time because I mean you're kind of in this class of athletes really dealing with the pandemic. You come in and that's like the first thing going on. What's going through your mind as a college athlete, man? I mean, you get to college, you're told that there's football to be played and it's not happening. What's going on?
Yeah, like so I felt like just like wow, like I really didn't get the full college experience. But at Pembroke, we did have like a little 4 game kind of type deal, but it still really wasn't the same because we had to wear masks 24/7, couldn't really be around each other. Like in the weight room, only like 5 to 8 people could be in the weight room at a time. So I just didn't really get the full college experience that year.
Gotcha. And so you were there 2020, 2021, and then obviously you're there at Johnson C. Smith right now. How did that transfer happen? Can you kind of walk me through it?
Yeah, so I just really just wanted to be closer to home, just get that at home vibe, get an HBCU type feel, and talking around different places. Just John C. Smith ended up being the perfect fit for me.
Gotcha. You said the HBCU feel. Talk to me a little bit more about what that means?
Just that more family type vibe. Like everybody's just close to you. Even like in the classroom, like the teachers actually know your name. The bigger the school, like you're just a number, a statistic. But actually at the HBCU, everybody just gives that family feel. Like you get auntie, uncle type of vibe of HBCU.
All right, certainly appreciate that. Talk about Johnson C. Smith just a little bit more. Obviously, that's a school where you've really exploded as an athlete. Why is that school so special for you?
Because they took a chance on me. They took a big chance on me, and I took a chance on them as well. Just talk and the process of getting recruited there. We obviously don't come from a winning record. We haven't had a winning season since 1969, I want to say. So just talking with the coaches when I first came in, saying we were going to be the ones to turn around the program, and now look at 2024. We are the ones turning the program around. It's just very special and just a full circle moment, just to have the city, the community, everyone behind your back rooting for you.
Yeah, I remember watching Johnson C. Smith a few years ago, watched them live, and I think a lot of people were really struggling to watch Johnson C. Smith there for a while. But you were really part of these past couple seasons where you guys have completely turned around that program. I mean, you take a program that some people maybe question whether or not they should even have football.
Yeah.
And so you come in and you completely change the mindset of things there. Can you walk through that just a little bit, like just that transition these past couple seasons, building the roster, you know, the coaches really instilling in you guys, like walk me through some of that.
So as we like to say, brick by brick, we were just building the foundation. So like the first year, 2-8. The next year, 7-4, and now this year, 8-2. We would just say each year we just progressed. And even the first year when we were 2-7, we like if you look back at it, each game we lost by a field goal or a touchdown. We weren't like really getting blown out. So each year we just putting more and more pieces together and just to where we at now.
Gotcha. And bro, nothing to be ashamed about this season. I ended up going 8-2. And some people probably think that you should be in the playoffs right now. Felt a little gypped, if we're being real. Um, uh, thoughts, comments. Let's not harp on people too bad, but what's really motivating you right now?
Motivating me right now, just the process, just excitement of what's going to happen in the future, getting ready for this NFL draft. So that's what's motivating me right now, just to come out of the HBCU. Like people wouldn't say like that's not like the biggest platform to come off of, but just coming out of there and just making something special happen is my motivation right now.
Yeah, and let's talk about these past couple years. Really, two-time CIAA first team, right? Been doing great. And then this year, you're the defensive player of the conference. 114 tackles. Really a game changer for your program. Of all that you've accomplished there, what are you most proud of?
I'm just really proud of really just changing the program, being able to say I was one of the people that helped change the program from being a not winning team to now a premier team in the HBCU deal.
So let's talk about Johnson C. Smith just a little bit more. Walk me through what that defense looks like and how you were utilized these past few seasons.
So last year, actually, we were the number one ranked defense in Division Two, and this year we were top 10 in Division Two. I forget what ranking we were top 10 in Division Two, but I would just describe our defense as a stingy defense, just like hard-nosed, smash mouth football. We're coming down hard on the run and we're doing good in coverage.
Yeah, I had some guys look into you, look into some of your film. The things that they had to say, solid lateral ability, some versatility. You can be played inside, you can't be played outside. And as I'd mentioned before, I mean, you do have the size that where you could potentially play a hybrid position, if someone were to ask you to maybe even play some safety because some of the other comments said that you're very effective in zone coverage. I mean, where you got to be. I mean, you're moving all around in that defense. So, um, uh, any more that you can maybe explain about that defense? I mean, in some of the comments that I just said.
Yes, yes. So definitely, I would say my versatility, lateral movement, being able to move side to side, being able to come downhill on the run, and then also being able to read the quarterback's gesture when getting into coverage.
So, talking more about you as a linebacker, and I don't know if maybe we could take it back to the very beginning where you're growing up in Charlotte. I think a lot of people are looking up at people like Luke Kuechly. I don't know if that's the guy for you growing up, but I mean, as you were, maybe growing up and growing into the player that you are now, who are you really looking at right now when we may be studying guys at the next level? Who is it for you?
As of right now, I would say Fred Warner. He's just a good all-around player, so I compare myself to him as well. Like my game, my style of game to him, all around, being able to be a game changer, come downhill, and being able to coverage as well.
Good deal. And obviously would agree with that. Let's talk more about Johnson C. Smith, the dudes around you, man. Obviously, you're not just a one-man wrecking crew. You got a whole lot of other guys, who have surrounded you, who have done their 111th out there on defense, and then of course on the opposite end. Give us a couple of dogs out there who really do their job very well. Who do we else do we need to know there at Johnson C. Smith?
First starting on defense, I would say my linebacker on side of me, my middle linebacker, Jack Smith. He's a dog. Me and him like have that in sync type of deal. So I'll go left, he goes right. We just have that good connection. So I would say Jack Smith. I would say Tiny Tucker, who plays safety, good come downhill, smash mouth, knock you in your face. On offense, I would say Brevin Caldwell, wide receiver, running back, Kavaris Crouch, and our quarterback, Darius Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, again, you guys really went out this particular season, did very well on both offense and defense. Again, one of the top teams in the HBCU. So, I mean, um, sorry that you guys didn't get to not go in the playoffs, but again, that doesn't mean that you guys don't have a lot going for you. This season, and then hopefully next season as well, as that team continues to grow. So.
Definitely.
Um, I was looking at some of your games this year. Had a couple very good games where you had 16 tackles. You had that against Virginia State as well as Fayetteville State. I don't know if you would maybe say that those were your best games, but what do you think? What would you say is like your best games to date? Maybe this year or past years.
That's a good question. That is a good question. I would say going off this year, I would like to say, hmm. If you
Like
ask me,
what? Like
if you
which
ask
game do you think you were
if,
on? Like
if you ask me, I really would say all of them, but just choose out one, I would say I really would say Bluefield State. I came down, I was playing all cylinders of the ball, got a couple sacks, couple tackles for losses. So I was all over the field that game.
Gotcha. And so going to put together a very solid season, 14 total tackles. And I found out before we got on this thing
Could
here. What's
could you
up?
repeat it? Could you repeat it? Your connection went out. Your
No, you're
microphone went out.
good. 114 tackles is what I, was able to pull up for you. So um, put together a very solid season. And I found out before we got on this interview that you were also invited to the HBCU Legacy Bowl. where you're going to be able to compete against all the guys at the HBCU level, both Division One, Division Two, and other divisions as well. So, what are your comments about having the opportunity like that?
I would say it's a blessing from God being able to get picked and chosen as a top prospect coming out of the 2025 class, and just being able to go out there and just show my talents on TV because we're going to be playing on the NFL Network. So just being able to go out there and just show my talents against all levels.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who you're going to be able to rub shoulders with, a lot of HBCU legends. Any of those guys that you're really looking forward to meeting?
Um, Not necessarily going out there to meet. I'm just ready to go out there and compete with all of them, though. Definitely.
Gotcha. Well, certainly a lot going for you. You're going to get that opportunity here soon. And again, we've wrapped up things there for you. I do want to get a chance to meet this Benari Black guy outside of football. So let's go ahead and do that, man. Tell me about you. Anything that you want to share about yourself, your hobbies, your interests, if you have any special talents or any fun facts about yourself you want to share.
Well, I would say outside of football, I like just I'm really a laid back guy, just like chilling, kicking it with the family, just being able to relax. Because as we do know, football is like a ongoing sport. Like really, I would say really no off season, really just always ongoing. So I like chilling with the family when I have time to do that. Playing sports, playing other sports as well, like pick up basketball with some of my friends, stuff of that nature.
Gotcha. Again, like you said, I mean, football is like 24/7, it seems.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, you're in the weight room. There's a whole lot going on there. A lot of people have been big fans of yours when you're thinking about your family. Who would you say is like the most influential person for you in your journey so far?
I definitely would say my parents because they're always there to support me, motivate me, even when I'm feeling down. Like even I would say go all the way back to high school when sometimes things were going my way, just to always tell me to keep my head up. You feel me? Just keep going each and every day. So I would say definitely my parents, my biggest, most influential people in my.
Gotcha. And let me ask you this question, and I'll throw in some ones there for fun. Um, I want you to put on your coaching hat. Maybe if we were had the opportunity to go back, find this Benari Black kid in high school. What would you tell that kid? There at West Charlotte. I mean, what sort of advice would you give him?
Myself talking to my old self. I would tell them just to keep going, keep doing what you're doing, never give up because the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and hey, you put yourself in a decent position so far. Bernard, I do want to run some questions by you. Again, kind of rapid fire, sort of fun things. Just I don't know, just to mess around for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
um, all right, favorite breakfast cereal.
I would go with who was the tie between Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes.
All right,
Is
I'll give them both to you. It's all good. Favorite flavor ice cream.
plain Jane vanilla.
Man, all right. Well, whatever works for you. Let's say, I don't know, are you a car guy? Like, you have like a
Uh,
dream car or no?
yeah, I say I have a dream car. Yeah, definitely. I would say I'll go with the Maybach.
Okay. You have any pets? Maybe, if you don't, do you have a one that you'd love to own?
Well, what's crazy is I'm allergic to dogs, but I still want a hypoallergenic dog like a Frenchie.
You'd need like this little thing that has like no hair.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, interesting to know. Um, favorite superhero.
I would go with Superman. He just comes in and saves the day.
Hey, it's okay. He's got everything he needs. Let's say oh, I don't know, maybe a song that you might be most embarrassed to admit that you like.
Mm, I have a wide variety. I have a wide variety. I would say, I would say I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed about it, but I would say I really growing up, I really was a big Michael Jackson fan.
Okay, no, that's fine. So, you try and work through some of those dances yourself, or no?
What's crazy is when I was younger, I definitely thought I thought I was Michael Jackson.
Okay. I'm sure in your time you have perhaps like you said, gotten pick sixes, fumble recoveries or such. I mean, make it to the end zone. You've been able to utilize some of those dance moves or no?
No, I really when I though my teammates always tell me like my celebration, they say I really don't do too much. I just get up and go on to the next play. But that's just always been my mindset. I really never was the type just to get up and celebrate. But I see that as the league is evolving, everybody's doing like some type of celebration dance. So I gotta catch up, do something.
I'll be real with you. Like if someone broke out in a moonwalk, I would absolutely like lose it. So that would be great. Anything more about yourself that you want to share before we wrap things up?
Um, I would say just as overall, I'm a hard worker, just a team player, and just I'm good at just being that guy, just going out, embracing my role, whatever that role is, and just giving it all my 100%.
Yeah, I mean, again, doing some background information on you, finding out that we're looking at a very good athlete, who's really changed a lot over the years. Again, I kind of joked a little bit about the fact that you've put on some weight since your high school days. What's your current height and weight?
Right now I'm 6'1.5", 225.
The 225, solid linebacker size.
Yes.
Love that. Again, here with me today, I got Benari Black, linebacker out of Johnson C. Smith. He's fixing to do a lot of great things here very soon. So, thanks for your time.
Once again, thanks for having me.
All right, again, Johnson C. Smith, linebacker. Check him out.